Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time, after going through a few of the RNG methods, we managed to make our way back to Crossbone Isle and we finally explored the 4th floor. Today we're going to continue our exploration, but before that I actually want to trade this gin around. Alright, so as always in Crossbone Isle, whenever you're reaching a new closed door, be prepared. And here we have a new enemy, accompanied by 2 stone soldiers and a harridan. This is the Lizard King. It is level 28, it has 2000 hit points, 52 synergy, 285 attack, 93 defense, 92 agility and 13 luck. Its elemental resistances are 100 Venus, 72 Mars, 100 Jupiter and 127 Mercury, and it has a Mercury elemental power of 100. It normally yields 535 experience points, which then becomes 695 if we finish him off with a Mars gem. It drops 1200 coins, which then become 1560, and he has a guaranteed drop of a Psy Crystal. As for his commands, he has the basic attack and there's a 16% chance of him using it. He has the Ice Blessing monster skill with a 39% chance of him using it, the Hail Prism synergy with a 9% chance, the High Impact synergy with an 11.3% chance, the Debilitate synergy with a 13.7% chance, the Blunt synergy with a 6.6% chance, and finally the Bind synergy with a 4.3% chance of him using it. So, even though this guy is not too shabby, he's actually no big threat, especially after we took care of the Tempest Lizard with relative ease last time. So I'm just going to use a few basic synergies just to clear up the Stone Soldiers and the Harridan, and then I'm going to mostly be using singular attacks, standard attacks with Isaac and Garrett, as well as Mia, while Ivan buffs up the party using High Impact. Alright, let's get to it. Alright. 2 out of 3 unleashes, decent enough. Okay, we got Titan Blade and 336, that's quite a lot. He should be almost done. As you can see, Ice Blessing can be a little bit dangerous, but we're almost finished with this fight. Alright, let's see here. And there we go. And we got a Psy Crystal. And here we have the 5th floor. Look familiar? Yeah, this is pretty much very similar, if not the same, as the Colima Forest puzzle. And here in the chest we have, of course, 555 coins. So, and we have a few chests out of reach. So, I'm going to get a few of them here, and then I'm going to once we're through with this puzzle, I'm going to go back so that we can get this other chest here, because that one is a bit more complex. So right here, right here we have already solved the puzzle. If we leave this log as it is, however, we will be able to reach that chest, but if we push it down, that's how you actually proceed through the dungeon. However, I do want to get what's in the chest, so let's go ahead and fill up the place with water, or whatever that green stuff is. Alright. So I have to say, I do actually kinda like the idea behind Crossbone Isle, even though you may say that it's just reusing a bunch of assets or old ideas. And we got a lucky medal for whatever reason. But I actually kinda like it, being able to kinda like reflect on your journey, seeing these familiar or somewhat familiar sights. I do like the look of this particular room, with the almost pinkish grass and the green water. I think it's actually a neat look. So let's just push this here. and let's fill up the room with water again. Alright. And with that, we are done with this, and we have one more chest. It contains a potion. So, we'll get back to the room in a second. First, I want to push this. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so here we are again, and this time we want to get that chest. So this one, the proper setup is a little bit more complicated, but nothing too extreme. First we want to push this down here. Move this all the way here, this one to the side, and we have to make sure that this one stays down. Right, then we push this one back, and this one up, and finally we just move this one here, and we are done. So let's go ahead and fill up the room with water again. Alright, so we just hop across here, and there we go, and we have a ninja guard. Let's check it out. Clothing boosts agility and resists wind. So it has a decent boost of agility for Garrett in this case, but it does lower his defense by 11 points. However, I do think it's a good item, and actually if you go into the details, even though it may look like a curse item because of the red outline, it actually is not, so we can just equip it safely. Alright, so now that we are done with that, we have officially over with the 5th floor of Crossbow Iron. So let's continue. Alright, and if we proceed here, we have another door. So as always, be ready, here we go. And here we have one more enemy, one new enemy. We have two. We have two chimeras. They are both level 28. They have 1350 hit points, 48 synergy, 294 attack, 90 defense, 121 agility, and 18 luck. Their elemental resistances are 100 Venus, 175 Mars, 100 Jupiter, and 25 Mercury, and they have a Venus elemental power of 95 as well as a Mars elemental power of 115. They normally yield 465 experience points, which then become 604 if we finish them off with a Mercury gem. They drop 800 coins, which then become 1040, and they have a guaranteed drop of a potion. Now, as for their commands, they have the basic attack, and there's a 13.7% chance of them using it, the Fire Blessing monster skill with a 16% chance, the Mad Dash with an 18.3% chance, the Rapid Fang with a 20.7% chance, the Flare Storm synergy with a 11.3% chance, the Guard synergy with a 9% chance, the Impair synergy with a 6.6% chance, and finally the Bind synergy with a 4.3% chance of them using it. So, again, even though they have a decent stats and a variety of moves, they're nothing to be afraid of. So I'm going to mainly focus on one while Ivan buffs the party, and I'm going to heal up because I forgot to do it last time. So yeah, even the more damaging skills don't deal that much damage, so we should be fine. And since everybody's healed up, Mia can attack as well. Alright, so that first Chimera should be almost done. One down. And I believe with this turn Ivan will have fully buffed the party, so he can begin attacking as well. Yeah, I believe that was the fourth one. So let's go all out attack. And there we go, pretty easy. And we got a potion. And here we are at the 6th floor. So the first thing we want to do here is move this pillar that has a chest. We'll be collecting that chest in a moment. And I actually want to set up the move synergy, because we'll be using it quite a lot, as you may have figured out. So, we just move those there, jump across, and we have our first chest, containing, of course, an elixir. So even when you're this deep into Crossbow Isle, you still get some pretty useless items. And there we have our final Djinn hiding here. We'll get to him in a moment. First we want to push this down and drop down as well. And let's go ahead and use Frost here. Alright. So, we have another chest here containing 666 coins. How ominous. And there we have our little friend. And he is quite an elusive one. So yeah, being the final Djinn, of course, he's not going to make it easy for us. Going to move this here. And let's see what's on that chest. We got a Demon Axe. Let's check that out. So, it is of course an artifact weapon. It has an unleash called Poison Cloud that deals an extra 55 Venus damage and may inflict the target with poison. However, it is also Curse, so I'm not going to be equipping the Demon Axe. So, if we continue to chase our little friend here, we will eventually reach him up there. And here, if you remember way back at the Bale Cave, we have that very cowardly Jupiter Djinn. So he is the same. So basically we just use Hold, and there we go. The Venus Djinn Bane joined Isaac. So we finally have all of the elemental Djinn. So let's go into some more detail about this little guy. His battle effect is that he deals a Venus base attack equal to the user's standard physical attack with another 60 points of damage, and it may inflict the deadly poison status. So it's quite a useful effect actually. And as for the set stat bonus, he provides a +12 to your base hit points and +4 to your base attack. Now, since we have all the Djinn, I will go into detail about the final ranks that can be reached in the dual elemental classes, as well as the 2 remaining tri-elemental classes, but I'll get to it as soon as I'm done with this room, so it will be just a few minutes. First off, actually I want to get that out of the chest here. So we want to move this one around, and once the log is positioned there, the pillar, we just place ourselves here and move it all the way. And then we just go all the way around. And there we go. This is the final chest of the 6th floor. And it has a Water of Life. So, cool. It's a It is still a useful item, even at this far in the game, so you can never have too many. And with that, we are done. Alright, so first I'm going to move this here, and now let's finally go through all the new classes. First, let's start with the Duel Elementary class. So, the Brute class. Now that we have all 7 genes, Isaac and Garrett can reach a new rank, the Berserker. Isaac reaches his rank if he has 6 Mars genes and 1 Venus gene, and for Garrett it's the opposite. Now, regarding the stats, they have 180% hit points, 110% synergy, 160% attack, 130% defense, 150% agility, and their luck of course remains the same. And technically, now that they have reached the Berserker rank, they should have a new move. This move in particular would be an upgraded version of Planet Diver. Unfortunately, however, that move is exclusive to the Lost Age, so in this case we will not be able to access it. So, moving on, up next we have the Apprentice class. In this case, first I'll say that Ivan can access the 3rd rank of the Apprentice by having 6 Venus genes, the Enchanter, and as for the Conjurer, which is the new rank that Isaac can now access by having 6 Jupiter gene and 1 Venus gene, Ivan can also access that one, but only in the sequel, The Lost Age. And there is also another rank for the Apprentice that we cannot access in this game. Now, regarding the Conjurer, it has 170% HP, 160% synergy, 140% attack, 130% defense, 160% agility, and of course its luck remains the same. And similar to the Brute with Planet Diver, by reaching the Conjurer rank we should have actually a new move, which is an upgraded version of Astral Blast. However, that move is also exclusive to the Lost Age, so of course we cannot access it until then. Moving on, we have the Shear Jupiter class. I'll start by saying that Isaac can reach the Shaman rank by holding 6 Jupiter gene, but we want to focus on Ivan, which by holding 6 Venus gene and 1 Jupiter gene can access the Druid rank. In this rank he has 150% hit points, 170% synergy, 130% attack, 130% defense as well, 150% agility, and its luck remains the same. And at this point he has not unlocked any new synergies by rank. Moving on, we have the Swordsman Venus class. In this case we have Mia can finally access this class in the 3rd rank, the Cavalier, by holding 6 Venus genes. But we want to focus on the new rank, in this case the Guardian, which Isaac can access by holding 6 Mercury gene and 1 Venus gene. He has 170% hit points, 120% synergy, 140% attack, 140% defense as well, and 120% agility as well as luck. And similar to the Brute and the Apprentice, he also has a new move. He will also have a new move, which in this case will be an upgraded version of Cutting Edge. But of course this one is also unique to the Lost Age, so we cannot access it in this game. Up next we have the Seer Mercury class, which Isaac can finally access at the 3rd rank if he has 6 Mercury gene. But we want to focus on the Druid again here. He has, which is available for Mia if she holds 6 Venus gene and 1 Mercury gene. He has 150% hit points, 170% synergy, 130% attack and defense, 150% agility, and its luck remains the same. And there are no new synergies to be unlocked, at least by rank. Up next we have the Page, which Ivan can access when holding 6 Mars gene. He can reach the 3rd rank, Enchanter. But we want to focus on the Conjurer, which is exclusive to Garrett if he holds 6 Jupiter gene as well as 1 Mars gene. He has 170% hit points, 160% synergy, 140% attack, 130% defense, 160% agility, and he has the same amount of luck as he always had. And yeah, similar to the... He would also have the upgraded version of Astral Blast, but unfortunately that of course, as I said before, is exclusive to the Lost Age. Up next we have the Pilgrim Jupiter class, which Garrett can reach at the Ascetic rank by holding 6 Jupiter gene. But we want to focus on Ivan and the new rank, the Fire Monk, which he will unlock by holding 6 Mars gene and 1 Jupiter gene. it has 150% hit points, 160% synergy, 130% attack, 140% defense, 160% agility, and finally 120% luck. And there are no new synergies at this point to be unlocked by rank, merely by level. Up next we have the Swordsman Mars class, which Mia can access if she holds 6 Mars genes, and we have the new rank for Garrett, which is the Lumineer, which he reaches by holding 6 Mercury genes and 1 Mars gene. It has 170% hit points, 120% synergy, 140% attack and defense, 120% agility, and 120% luck. Now, similar to the Swordsman Venus, he would also have the upgraded version of Cutting Edge, but of course, as I said before, that is exclusive to the Lost Age. So, up next, we have the Pilgrim Mercury class, which Garrett can reach at the 3rd rank if he holds 6 Mercury genes, and we have the new rank, the Water Monk, which Mia can reach if she has 6 Mars gene and 1 Mercury gene. She has 150% hit points, 160% synergy, 130% attack, 140% defense, 160% agility, and her luck remains the same. And there are no new synergies to unlock in this rank. And finally, to finish with the Duel Elementals, we have the Hermit class, which Ivan and Mia fully share. So, they both reach the rank of Sage when they hold 6 Mercury genes and 1 Jupiter gene, and respectively. So, they have 150% hit points, 180% synergy, 120% attack, 130% defense, 170% agility, and 120% luck. And in this case, the Sage does not unlock any new synergies. So, up next we have the new Tri-Elemental class that we haven't been able to discuss before, the Samurai. So, the Samurai is exclusive to Isaac and Garrett. They both share it fully. Isaac can reach it by holding 4 Mars gene and 3 Jupiter gene, and Garrett can reach it by holding 4 Venus gene and 3 Jupiter gene. As for their stats, they have 190% hit points, 130% synergy, 150% attack, 140% defense, as well as agility, and 90% luck. And the Samurai actually has a bunch of new synergies. First off, we have the Rockfall and Rock Slide, which have a Venus power of 30 and 90 respectively. They have a cost of 5 synergy and 15 synergy, and they have a range of 3 and 5. And visually they are basically the same as the Gaia synergies. Then we have the Lava Shower and the Molten Bath synergies, with a Mars power of 40 and 70. They have a synergy cost of 4 and 12 respectively, and they go from ranging, the range is 1 and then 3, and they are visually similar to the Volcano and Eruption synergies. Then we have something entirely new and unique to a Samurai, the Dragon Cloud synergy, which is a single target synergy with a Mars power of 80, has a cost of 6, and similar to some of the other moves that we've seen, like the Cutting Edge and the Planet Diver, this one would have an upgraded version, but that one is locked behind the next game. Up next we have the Demon Knight synergy, which is a single target synergy with a cost of 12, a Venus power of 60, and it also has an upgraded version that unfortunately we cannot reach in this game. Up next we have the Helm Splitter, which deals a Venus attack with an additional 30 damage, and it may instantly kill the target. So this is a bit confusing because the description of the synergy actually implies that it can paralyze, but that is incorrect. The side effect that it can have is to instantly kill the target. It has a cost of 8 synergy and a range of 1, and it also has an upgraded version that we cannot reach. Now, up next we have the Guardian, Protector, Magic Shell, Magic Shield, Demon Spear, and Angel Spear, which are all synergies that we actually seen before. They have, in this case, they have pretty cool names, but they're basically the same. The Guardian is the Guard synergy, Protector is the Protect, Magic Shell is the Ward, and Magic Shield is basically Resist. Demon Spear is Impact, and Angel Spear is High Impact. So yeah, they have the very same synergies, but they just gave them different, more cool sounding names. And finally we have the White Mage class, which Ivan and Mia share. They can both reach this by Ivan reaches this by holding 4 Mercury gene and 3 Venus gene, and Mia reaches it by holding 4 Jupiter gene and 3 Venus gene. Their stats are 150% hit points, 180% synergy, 130% attack and defense, 150% agility, and their luck is very high at 130%. And they have the Prism and Hail Prism synergies, as well as the Plasma, the Wish and Wishwell synergies, the Cure Poison and Revive, as well as the Ward and Resist, and the Dull synergy, and the Restore at this point, however. So, with that, we are finally through with all the classes. Since this is the first time I'm actually going over explaining the Samurai, I'm actually going to change, I believe, Garrett to that particular class, so we will be seeing some of that synergy soon. So, we've gone through the 5th and 6th floor, we collected the final Venus Gene, and we finally went through all the classes and ranks. So, next time we're going to continue exploring Cross Monad. See you guys then.